Hi everyone, welcome back to Rogue Trader Void Shadows. We just leveled up to level 22, so let's have a look what I selected for the people. For my character, Reckless Abandon. Replaces 18 of my wounds with the same number of temporary wounds. That's based on my maximum wounds. It's 30%. While I've got temporary wounds, all of my melee attacks and damage over time effects do that percentage damage extra. So it's 30% extra damage for my melee attacks and my damage over time effects. Bleed, toxic, or fire. Cassia. We took a first big buff, Reveal the Light. Plus 26 to the willpower and toughness until the end of combat. And that's based on her willpower. For Pascal, we took a Trenchline Stratagem. Choose a combat tactic area. For 1 round, all allies in the area give 16% cover efficiency. Reroll all failed characteristics test. Additionally, cover in the area does not suffer any damage. Hoping that also includes exploding barrels and canisters of gas and stuff like that. And that with his backline, which also gives cover efficiency, might come in useful. Jai took Inspire. The target gains 5% damage and additional damage 5% for every 10 stacks of tactical advantage, and lose half the tactical advantage. If the target uses a heroic act before next turn, they gain 25 momentum, which is really useful. Earliet gets 2 skills. It gets Law Xenos and a Death Whisper, which is a free attack. It only does a quarter the amount of damage, but it adds a 10 bleed, which is based on lethality, which will go higher and higher and higher as we go on through the game, or the battle. And Idira got Psychic Assault, which is a cone AoE, which does psychic shriek damage to everybody who's caught in it. Which is a basic feature, isn't it? Where are we? Psychic shriek. So it's an AoE doing that damage, and also as a side ranking goes up, it does side ranking, isn't it? Yeah. Like 7, 8, 9, 10, that will go up a lot. What it really does is change the range. I've noticed with side ranking stuff scales. A bit more variability in the range of
keep your wits about you.
Range of damage you can achieve.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Let's carry on through the Shadow Quarters then. Death, dressed in black, walked the streets and sow disease. Yeah, we heard that.
Keep a sharp eye.
There's a groove here in the dust, like someone left tracks behind before hastily covering them. Judging by the traces of destruction and the corpses all around, many people try to break through this door.
This is intriguing.
You hear the sound of falling objects from behind the thick sheet of metal, followed by an angry hissing, "Quiet! I said quiet!" before someone finds us. I see we're up against true masters of stealth, Shireen. We should keep our voices soft and gentle, or else we might literally scare them to death. Found you already, open up. A cry of terror rings out from behind the barricade. No, never. We're not letting anyone in. Please have mercy, don't kill us. We're not infected, I swear. It's them. They're to blame, it's them. Her pleading is cut short by a violent, wheezing cough. Who are they? Who is to blame? We'll tell you everything, just please spare our lives. We know where the disease came from. We do, we know. Another coughing fit interrupts the woman's words. It's them, those damn mutants. They have a hideout somewhere under the block. We used to see them skulking in the shadows all the time. The 2 families who died first, they had dealings with them. Traded something, and they caught some mutant blight. I know they did. Those mutants are very tough. They're always sick with something, but they don't die of it. But ordinary people definitely do. Giving Jai a sideline glance, Pascal wheezes in displeasure. I am putting forward a supposition that they traded in samples of xenotechnology, and those samples behaved as expected at the hands of the ignorant. They brought death and extinction to humankind. Sorry, from Jai. I agree completely. Ashmanics need to be kept away from the cold trade. As for the Adeptus Mechanicus conviction that everyone other than them is a moron, that I disagree with. We got lucky though. We're alive, we're getting by. Disease couldn't claim us. You weren't lying about the mutants. They've been exterminated and won't infect anyone else. Say to the Emperor, you'll tell them, right? Right? That Crew 3, whatever they're called. Please tell them. Then maybe they won't kill us.
I always have a backup plan.
Don't know about that. Maybe. Might do. We've got another piece of the cache in here, haven't we? Another Anva thing. Yep. Moans unintelligibly. Another booklet of the Reverend Hieronymus. Loosely buried under the piles of trash are bodies with obvious gunshot wounds. Pyromaniac boots. The wearer cannot suffer the burning effect by walking over burning cells. The wearer inflicts 3 additional stacks of burning whenever they stand on burning cells.
Fate and fortune favor the bold.
Well, I seem to set myself on fire more than anything else. Maybe I'd put the fireproof cape on. Rather than that. I have killed myself with burning a couple of times. But extra stacking dot. I do a lot of damage with those dots. It seems to anyway. A pair of eyes light up in the darkness, too big to be human, too intelligent to be an animal. A moment later, the vision vanishes. What's this here? Another Anva thing? Yes.
Is there money to be made?
There was once a mine entrance here, but caved in decades ago. Toss the rubbish aside.
My success was inevitable.
Elected demolition. Okay. Notes from the cache in the old tunnel. This is the final stretch, Seeker. Remember the second word, design. Remember the place, cogitator. Statue of the founder. Small temple. Okay.
I always keep my options open.
That's the cogitator by the founder, the architect. So let's activate the elevator.
The machine god grants me insight.
That gets us right to the top here. We'll now have to go all the way round.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Okay, and it is the it's near Deloroso, isn't it? Hieronymus Deloroso. Yeah, it's in the atrium. I was thinking, is it in the hangar, the docking port? It's not. No, it's in the atrium. just below where Hieronymus stands on that little overlook. Up some stairs, it's like just next to him. Down here. Yep. The sight of the cogitator would be enough to break any tech priest's heart. The machine is leaning slightly to one side, grimy, covered in scrawled drawings with frivolous writing scratched here and there on the casing. Several keys are missing, and the rest are coated with dust. Use the keys to enter 2 words: realizing design. While you press on the keys, the cogitator appears dormant, but as you enter the last letter of the second word, it suddenly comes to life. Triumphant music pours out of it, followed by a voice. A man's voice, pleasant, with a somewhat dated pronunciation of Gothic. Greetings. Greetings to you, keen wanderer who found my message and solved my riddle. I, Parsimus Duane, the master of Footfall, trailblazer of the Expanse, am pleased to welcome visitors to my magnificent palace in the stars. Footfall is my great creation. It is what marked the beginning of the Imperium's triumphant march into the Koronus Expanse. You are here because you managed to discover the message in the almanac of the Footfall, published on my orders, and find the caches I installed at select sites. You have seen the view from the dome of the great cathedral, the void-piercing arches of the Providence Bridge. The stars could cold gaze through the windows of the small key. Only thus, step by step, can one experience the scale and elegance of my creation. Yeah, we found lots of derelict sites. Your creation didn't happen. Footfall sites are the only reward. However, I have prepared a gift for those who might unravel my riddle. Approach my statue, for the gift awaits you there. That's what that noise was just then. Remember, nothing must stand between you and your design, no matter how audacious and grand it may be. The voice quiets, you hear a click from the statue of Footfall's founder, as if some hidden locking mechanism has been released. There we go. We have the focus incense. Each use of revel and slaughter increases the wearer's perception by 10 till the end of combat and stacks. There's only one person who can use that, that's Argenta. And the cape of righteous fury. For every kill, the wearer increases their critical hit by 5% until the end of combat. Who could I give that to? He's got the reagents. That's more useful than critical hit. That is not useful whatsoever. You don't often get there. Although crit is what you need for your holster to trigger. Dodge is what you need for your lethality. And yes, warp damage because you keep blowing yourself up. But that's what we want. We want you to blow yourself up. Now, do you have anything else? That's taunted screen. Give that to you, I guess. Commerce or Law Imperium. Meh. +5 to Law Xenos and 10% hit chance against Xenos. Again, that's good for Jai. Um, 20 to coercion. That's just what we take off Jai. Less than 50% wounds. Most of them will be dead by then. Okay, and the rest is what we already have. Okay, so that has been done. I suppose I could go and talk to the guy in the Amazecus, Adeptus Amazecus, and tell him that we found the cache. the Martyr's Endurance. The name of the ship. Where was he? Over here? Or was he up there? There he is.
Keep your wits about you.
Glad to see you again. There truly was a cache hidden in the old bridge. Sadly, it had been plundered already. It was to be expected. The puzzle is several centuries old. The locals are quite adept at gutting, dismantling and breaking anything that catches their eye. But the very fact that a cache ever existed gives me hope. It means there could be others. I found a hidden nook inside the lantern and clues to the whereabouts of other caches. That's incredible news. This is the first inspiring thing that's happened to me since the day I came to Footfall. Please do not stop searching. I'm dying to know what this puzzle from the days of the station's youth is about. I found the final cache in the chain. I had a message from Parsimus Duane. It was the creator from Footfall himself who devised this this series of riddles. A message from Duane himself. His eyes light up. The great dreamer and visionary, I should have guessed. Duane was passionate about his designs. It's no wonder he personally oversaw the creation of the booklet that described it and even included a puzzle for the keen-minded. It's as if he spoke to me through the ages back then, just to leave me here. I feel I've been granted an honour. He takes a deep breath. I'm sorry, I should be thanking you. First and foremost, for listening to me and then solving the puzzle, and then finding the time to tell me. Now I finally feel like it hasn't been all for nothing. I have an offer for you. Now that the puzzle from the booklet has been solved, how would you like to become my resident expert in all matters architectural? You can see dozens of worlds travelling aboard my ship. Such good fortune is beyond my wildest dreams, exclaims Gordai, practically bouncing on his seat. I would be delighted to serve you, and in the interest of your dynasty. I believe I could offer you some sound advice if you decided to build a cathedral, or something even more impressive. I'll see to it that Imperium architecture of the Koronus Expanse that I'll be fortunate enough to witness is all well documented. I'll head to your ship at once. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I had no idea.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
I don't know if that's got any knock-on effects. Or any storyline interactions. It might do. I really don't know. I could go to the Shadow Quarters and tell the guards that the people there are either infected but they're not dead. Or they're coughing a lot. Might be an infection. Might be an infection. Where are we? It was here. Let's see if they're still there. They are.
I always have a backup plan.
What are you doing? Who are you? The source of the disease was a pack of mutants. They've been exterminated. A few survivors remain within the perimeter, but they pose no threat. Of course they don't, your lordship. No threat whatsoever, he nods enthusiastically. Mutants, is it? Funny thing about mutants, you keep burning them, they just keep popping up. Well, thank you kindly for the help and the details. Footfall won't forget it. Me and the lads will drop by the lair and clean up. Make sure there's no disease left. Why do I feel like
Is there money to
no
be
one's
made?
going to survive? Oh well. Not my circus, not my monkeys anymore. Okay, let's go to the dock. Okay. Now, back out to the Koronus Expanse.
I always keep my options open.
Don't know where to go next. Let's go back to Janus, I guess, to start off with. Or what I could do, can I trade from here? No, not really. No. I can do this though, but why is the warp channeler missing? Is that because Adira went missing for a bit? That's with etherics, okay. That's awareness. This is awareness as well. Oh no. Click the wrong thing. This is law warp. Athletics. Tech use. Demolition. Although the latest coming up quick behind. And persuasion. And I've got absolutely nothing to do with any of them. Amazing. Okay. Right, let's head off. Okay, we should really try to get to up here to Dargonus. It's a long way. We can jump all the way to here. Trinitas. That goes all the way over to the Cradle of Kefri. I don't want to go there. Dangerous jump. Oh, something on the bridge. It took me straight there as well. No introductory text. What's this? Very pensive folding your arms there. Blood. Just folding my arms. Okay. This must be DLC. Sailback, how could you let this happen? An assassination attempt upon the rogue trader in his own chambers, right under the notice of your enforcers. A fierce growl rumples deep in Abelard's throat. The Master at Arms radiates grim fury, her eyes are dark, her lips pursed. With a practiced hand, she removes the maul from a belt and offers it to you. An unforgivable error. I accept full responsibility as for due punishment. I want an explanation, not vain self-chastisement. Put that weapon away and report. She hesitates for a moment before putting them all away. Understood, Lord Captain. Report him. She'd love me to beat her up. She's into that. All adjacent decks have been isolated. We've begun our search for the culprit, and have set up investigation headquarters on the officer's deck. The substance has been analysed, confirmed to be blood containing traces of major mutations. While it poses no risks of infection to your lordship, the very presence of such genetic aberration on board is a serious threat to the safety of the ship and must be addressed promptly. Once word of this gets out, many among the crew will surely see it as a brazen challenge to your status as rogue trader. What genetic aberration? The heresy of mutation. Mutants are vicious beasts who sow only ruin and death. They are devoid of all humanity, and the vile blood that runs through their veins feeds their unclean thoughts and urges. Numerous accounts speak of entire colonies falling prey to bloody uprisings staged by these creatures, all because their governors were too squeamish to order genetic purges. You don't say, says Adira. I wonder why somebody we don't consider human and exterminate. Well, I wonder why somebody we don't consider human and exterminate by the thousands would think to revolt. What a crazy mystery. From Heinrix, alas, the Imperium's enemies not limited only to those within its midst. Mutants can become a considerable threat, especially when given the chance to organize. Argenta, the heretics have revealed themselves and are eager to fight. Then fight we shall. Let the vessel be purged of their filth. Could this have been an assassination attempt? Doesn't look like it. Then they would have filled the bath with acid or poison instead. There are easier ways to kill someone than drowning them in blood, as foul as that blood may be. Cassia shudders. I beg to differ. You're over there, are you? Okay. Were something of this sort to happen to me, my heart would surely stop. You're not having not coming over here to talk, you're standing there. What do you intend to do next? Getting on your knees? What? That's one. The enforcers present get on their knees. Lord Captain, this incident has cast a shadow on our honour. We only ask for one thing, a chance to absolve ourselves of our guilt. Allow me to head to the officer's deck at once, so that I may lead the investigation personally. Lord Captain, on a previous occasion, it was your intervention that resolved the matter, than my own rigidity. Okay. Had only succeeded in making worse. With all due respect to Mistress Sailback, perhaps she would benefit from your fresh perspective. Seneschal, do you think so little of me that you would rob me of a chance to defend my honour? Reside or... No, you fucked up. I don't like you. I will handle the investigation myself. If they wish to challenge me, then I'll take matters into my own hands. See a look of horror in Sailback's eyes. Lord Captain, I implore you. This was my mistake. If you rectify it for me, I will be disgraced. Could it ever be a disgrace to face a challenge shoulder to shoulder with your lord? I had not considered it like that. Your resolve is commendable. I will await your arrival at the headquarters on the officer's deck to brief you on our current progress. Ablution in blood. Okay. How long have I been recording? Oh, only half an hour. Okay. She's over there next to the cogitator. What do we have to do? Talk to Heinrix. I guess we should do that. Talk to the Master of Seals. That's then Koronus. Okay. Let's talk to Heinrix then. I got a contract. No, I'll keep the xenotech. Okay. When we get plasteel, we'll get lots of plasteel. Okay, let's go and talk to fuckwit Heinrix then. Heinrix looks at you intently, his head tilted. You wanted to discuss the nature of your mission.
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officer's mess.
So what you're going to do is take me somewhere and not be voice acted. Okay. Heinrix nods slightly. Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now will be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. I do not object to you personally, but I find the continuous presence of an Inquisition agent at my side slightly unnerving. Your concern is unfounded. As long as there is no substantial reason for it, I hope there will not be one. To business then. The cult of the Final Dawn. The madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Koronus Expanse and instigate crimes against the throne and humanity. One such crime took place in your protectorate. The Lord Inquisitor considers it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage into the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers on the capital world of your domain. Why would all those xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? You're well versed in how the Inquisition is organized, Jellybobs. Yes, initially our arrival at the Koronus Expanse was dictated by the need to fight xenos, but there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I will be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. You have spies on the Von Valancius worlds. The person I mentioned is not a spy, but a secretary in the administrative department on Dargonus. The planet's governor and Theodore were fully aware of his status. His duty is to fulfill the sacred oath to the Golden Throne and eliminate threats to the Imperium, which the Koronus Expanse has in abundance. His name is Achilles Scalander. As soon as we contact Dargonus, I will introduce you as the new head of the dynasty. I'm sure you will appreciate the presence of such an advisor among your subjects, and I suggest you heed these words at least occasionally. The chaos cult in my protectorate. Heinrix, are you laying accusation against my dynasty? Chaos treads softly, Jellybobs. The main danger of secret cults and sects is that they are like seeds. They can remain in the ground for decades, safe from all scrutiny, until an opportunity to sprout, grow, and bear monstrous fruit presents itself. The emergence of a cult on one of the rogue traders' planets does not mean the dynasty head himself is a chaos worshipper. Teehee. Having said that, it should be noted that Theodore von Valancius was famous for her loose interpretations of the freedoms granted by the warrant. He regards you with a probing look. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. If it is indeed so, it is in your interest to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself, and then, perhaps, you will get a chance to salvage your dynasty's reputation. The Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his letter that he is willing to show lenience towards my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. He nods. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I am surprised. The Lord Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness of soul and mind, even in someone who only recently accepted the burden of a lofty title. I want to know more about this cult of the Final Dawn. Chaos worshippers, most often agents of the throne, run into lone renegades stirring up the rebel, insane prophets and hysteric visionaries, preaching the end of days. A passing comet, a mutant rebellion, an onslaught of monsters. Each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and the blood of these loyal to the Golden Throne was spent before we established the connection between those heretics. However, the cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune-tellers. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Koronus Expanse, disseminating heresy amongst honest people on the Imperial worlds. There is a certain strategy to their actions that changes whenever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have had 2 ships that we sent after them later discovered as wreckage. The growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but it's unlikely to inconvenience those who engage in vile sorcery day in, day out. He sighed. After the events of Rikard Minoris, I suspected the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain. But the latest report indicates your protectorate that is harbouring heretics. I wouldn't say harbouring. It's just that they're. Being in your entourage improves my chance of getting closer to their secrets. I've already agreed to give you a place aboard my ship. What else? The rogue trader should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. I will then accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning and how it intends to use the resources that have fallen into their clutches, which may very well include the blessed engines of the Adeptus Mechanicus and even the followers of the Omnicide themselves. I will be frank, the answer to this question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destruction. Having their plans come to fruition would lead to far more terrible consequences. One of the systems in the Koronus Expanse is already lost, but the Emperor protect us from watching this tragedy play out again. Let us assume the Kiava Gamma has fallen into heresy. What then? We again propose that we destroy an entire planet. It stares you down. On Rikard Minoris, she made a decision that sent billions of souls into the grasp of the arch-enemy. An unreasonable and unforgettably high price for a small handful of people saved by your mercy. Do you consider it a worthy exchange? I most certainly do not. Will I make every effort to make such an exchange does not happen again? Of course I will. Sentimentality is a luxury I cannot afford. I do not believe you lack compassion. You did not stop me after all. Although you certainly could have tried to. His eyes narrow. I haven't said I would not like to be able to afford such a luxury. In fact, deep down, I understand why you acted that way. I've yet to eliminate the understanding and acceptance within myself, but I will. Why did your suspicion fall on Kiava Gamma? Disjointed piece of data that finally merged into a single picture. Additionally, not long ago, a vessel from that world arrived on Footfall. Reports from the crew were confused and alarming, making me fear planet-wide rebellion. We met a Chaos Space Marine on Rikard Minoris. Do we risk running into his brothers? I have no doubt it will happen sooner or later, Jellybobs. Chaos Marine siding with the cult is very, very bad news, and most likely they kept away until recently, pulling their puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors seldom show up alone. The best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines in the Koronus Expanse, and not an entire company. So enough discussion about the arch-enemy servants. Tell me about the Drukhari who stole the Rikard's son. He winces, the Drukhari, one of the branches of the Eldari, an ancient and vicious xenos race. Those creatures are a living terror to ordinary people and fall prey to their raids, for the simple reason that the victims are not killed outright, but instead become their playthings. Just as you and I need air to survive, the Drukhari require psychic energy born from torment and pain, which they extract from their captives with uncanny expertise. The ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, arrive suddenly and undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capabilities of standard Imperium auger arrays. The objective of their raids is never to capture a world or a ship. No, they are only interested in fresh victims. After filling their holes with living captives, they disappear into the webway, a different dimension, which conceals their greatest stronghold, Komoda, the dark city of the Drukhari, from which none can hope to escape. Excuse me. Heinrix studies your expression. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Rikard's son, or about the fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the xenos themselves have played into the arch-enemy's designs, or perhaps Aurora's divinations, in fact, describe the Drukhari's actions. There's only one thing I can say with absolute certainty. There is no alliance between the cult of the Final Dawn and the xenos. It is simply impossible. I won't let anybody throw their weight around in my world, be they servants of chaos, xenos, or heretics. I commendable aspiration for a person who holds the fates of billions of people and dozens of Imperial worlds in his hands. Which is why you need to be even more vigilant when looking for seeds of corruption on your planets, lest they sprout someday and spell doom for whatever is tangled up in their roots. I must go about my business. Is there anything else I need to know? Let me put it this way. You may think whatever you want of me, but my goal is not to hinder you. I'm here to help you in the fight against foes you may not even be aware of. You have my word that I will provide every assistance in uprooting the heresy that has sprouted on the Von Valancius worlds, while their master was away, and that I will try to be more patient with the less grievous flaws the bearers of the warrant are sometimes known to have. Inclines his head. Thank you for sparing the time, Lord Captain. Oh, my voice is going already. Let me pause for a sec. Drink some water. Okay, I've had some water and put a strepsil in my gob, so hopefully that will help as well. Let's have a look at the bathing pool now. It looks fine. Who shall we have ablutions with? We've done Argenta. She had us doing exercises, which is quite fun. Wish to see someone from my retinue. Let's have Jai. She knows how to have a good time. Or earlier, it'll be funny. Let's do Jai at once. Shireen, I hear you're in need of entertainment. Well, do not worry. Where is she? She's there. I have the perfect solution. I'll show you how to combine the joys of drinking, the rigors of intellectual recreation, and one incredible pastime. Is it gambling? We will play a game of regicide. Instead of pieces, we use shots of Amasek. The rules are simple. When you capture opponent's piece, you have to take a shot. Ready? Let's play. Oh my god. 80%. Stop Jai from cheating. 75% chance, but if I just do it normally, I've got 80% chance. Play fair. Jai makes mistake after mistake, and you quickly gain the upper hand. As she surrenders her pieces left and right, you soon realise the hardest part of the game is keeping a clear head as you drink the shots for each claimed piece. I must admit my astonishment, Shireen. It's the first time an opponent has ever bested me relying on the strength of their liver. I would propose a rematch, however. I'm afraid they might accuse me of trying to drink the rogue trader to death. So, with your permission, I think I'd better go get some air. Oh, that was quite short. Okay. Let's get the buff. It's the same as before, I think. Yep, well-deserved rest. High initiative in the next combat. And nothing from Jai. No, Jai doesn't get anything. I wonder what early air will do. Will be really snobby about everything. Same as Cassia. Okay. I could go and do the in between decks, the blood thing. Oh, I might leave it though. Was it Omicron which had that thing? Oh yeah, I was mid-jump, wasn't I? Was it Omicron that had the Let's have a look at my notepad. Where was Mythic Storm and Omicron? Avioris was the Forge Fiend. Oh, that's back here. I could go back. Next time. Let's carry on. Apologies for disturbing you, Lord Captain. I just thought you should know. The Lady Navigator has safely guided the ship after the warp's hold and left the Sancta Navis. But instead of going to her chambers as normal, she's headed for yours. Perhaps you will want to prepare for this meeting. Okay. Greetings, Lord Captain. I meant to inform you that our journey through the warp went well. My navigator's gaze perceived the light of the Astronomicum beyond the tumultuous waves of the Sea of Souls. Wow, what's this music? Albeit with some difficulty, the crew and the master helmsman conducted themselves adequately. My instructions during the jump helped them find their focus and guide the ship without serious incidents. I never doubted your abilities as a navigator, Lady Cassia. My crew is fortunate to have you. Is this the Cassia romance music or something? Cassia's expression changes subtly as she gives a reserved nod. It pleases me to hear this, Lord Captain. I'm equally satisfied with your manner of command. Fidgeting awkwardly, Cassia glanced around the study. I see you have many compelling works of art here, but precious few paintings. I, for one, do enjoy passing what little spare time I have with the brush in hand. Why, just recently, I created a beautiful voidscape inspired by our travels together. I cannot show it to you quite yet, as it still only exists in my mind's eye, but the imagery, oh, if only you could see. I did take note of the unique elegance of your works back in Neurock 5. I'm certain your latest piece will be just as breathtaking. Thank you, Lord Captain. Your gratifying sincerity is wreathed in the light of a rising sun. If such is your wish, I shall show you my work when it is complete. Her furtive smile speaks louder than her polite nod. One other thing I meant to tell you that I'm quite well read. My knowledge is not limited to the navigator's craft. I am versed in many other scholarly fields, such as the centenary history of the Calixtus sector or, Cassia shrugs awkwardly. Navigators are taught to familiarize themselves with the warp in childhood. But should you require my help, that is to say my counsel, my knowledge is extensive, so please do not hesitate to ask. She fiddles with the lock of her hair, while still proudly holding the chin up high and avoiding your gaze at the same time. You do not need to prove your worth to me, Cassia. With each passing day, I learn about new sides of you, and you amaze me every time. You are too kind, Lord Captain. She looks away, but before she does, you catch a strange fleeting expression on her face. Could it be joy? I apologize. I must be distracting you from important matters. With this, please permit me to leave your presence. Lord Captain. She gives a courteous nod, gracefully picks up her cloak, and takes her leave. Okay. I guess that's that bullshit courtship thing she always goes on about. I've got to go for another dunk in the bath, but you know, I've just been to one. Maybe Cabela next time. This is Janus. Okay, we've been here. Now, Cellular Prophecy. Pulvis Platinum. Oh, Silence of Mer Segdit. Something goes on there later. I need to get to here. So I do this way, up to there, or shall I go this way? Let's go to Pulver's Platinum. Lord Captain, I keep receiving reports about malfunctions among the various ship systems. This time we are dealing with inexplicable temperature fluctuations. Thermal control failures were observed but only in individual compartments. Not only in individual compartments, but even on the soldiers' protective equipment. Several crew members are suffering from burns and frostbite. The tech priests are performing the rites of machine spirit pacification and remain convinced that the issues were caused by the spirit's obstinacy and defiance. The reports claim the incidents remain well within the scope of expected performance parameters. Over the last few days, complaints about the malfunctioning thermal controls have dwindled, but the crew members have started whispering that our vessel is haunted. The tech priest's assurances that only the machine spirit's tempers are to blame are doing nothing to dissuade these ridiculous rumours. Did I have to go talk to the cogitator or something? Oh, there's nothing here. No more jumps. I can always make my own path. In fact, it's usually worthwhile. There's a direct path from here to Janus. It's worth having a direct path from Janus to Dargonus as well. Lord Captain, the Vox systems intercepted a distress signal coming from an Imperial vessel. The system contains a vessel that belongs to the planetary fleet of Dargonus, the capital of the Von Volantis dynasty. Transmission is repeated at regular intervals, but the message itself is corrupt. A cacophony of requests for help, groans and shouts. What in this world? It's your name that is shouting, Lord Captain. Okay, where am I? Pulver's Platinum. Pulver's Platinum. What do we have here? There's one planet and lots of space dust. Lots of fuel. Some more fuel. More fuel. There seem to be lots and lots of fuel scattered around. And 4 plasteel. I've got 10 extractiums, so yeah. Plasteel times 4. Mind. Let's go to the gutted voidship. Oh. Level 22. Let's have fun, I guess. What the hell is this? How long have I been recording? 53 minutes. So, let's save this here. Next episode, explore this gutted voidship that has been screaming and cursing me over the Vox system. We'll find out why. I'll see you then. Bye for now.